What is up, guys? This is Olympio coming at you with an updated version of my Exodia Quasar deck. Now, I think this is the third time it's on my channel, and it's just such a fun deck, and there has been some little nice, interesting support that's come out that I've kind of increased the deck with, so without further ado, we'll go into it. The deck's slightly changed, but not all that much, if I'm completely honest. So to start it off, we obviously have all of the Exodia pieces. This is one of your main win conditions. You just basically try and get to Exodia as quickly as possible, and that is that. So the main reason that we have Exodia, obviously, as I said, is a win condition, but it's also to get to our other win condition, which is this guy, which I'll go through and explain the stuff in a little bit once I get to them. But yeah, so they're all in here. They're kind of very important as well, and I'll go through and explain why. To Sagi the Dark Clown. So Sagi the Dark Clown, I think with the vanillas, I'll just show you the ratios and then I'll explain why they're useful. To Galaxy Serpent. I've got 2 Galaxy Serpent and 2 Flamvel Guard. So I'm running 2 and 2. I can't remember in my previous build if I had 3 and 1 or not. But I did test 3 and 1, and I actually didn't see Serpent as much as I would have liked to. Obviously, because it's a 1, it's kind of a no-brainer. But I just needed it, especially for the Formula plays and the rank, level 5 plays. So having them at 2 and 2 is actually pretty perfect. So I will talk about the monsters in accompaniment. I can't even speak today. With the spells. So start it off one of the brand new cards, and basically the extra upstart for this deck is Chicken Game. If you don't know what Chicken Game does, it is a field spell. The player with the lowest life points takes no damage once per turn during either player's turn. Once per turn during the main phase, the turn player can pay 1,000 life points and activate one of the following effects. Draw 1 card, destroy this card, your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So all this is that you're going to be using it for is you play it. You pay 1,000 life points, you draw a card. Once you get another Chicken Game, you play it over the top. Rinse and repeat. So this card has just added actually quite a lot of consistency to the deck, which is really surprising. So Chicken Game is absolutely incredible at 3. I don't play Pseudo Space simply because I don't really have the room, and I actually don't think I need it, if I'm completely honest. So Pseudo Space I did test a little bit, but it just didn't work out that well. So here's one of the main cards we use for the deck. So Enchanting Featuring is pay 800 life points, pick up the top 4 cards of your deck and special summon any level 3 or lower normal monsters among the picked up cards, and then you return any other cards to the deck. So you can see here, it doesn't work with the Exodia head. He just gets shuffled back in, which is good. That's what we want. But you can search out any of these, and this is the whole point. So you try and hit as many of these as possible. As soon as you see Enchanting Featuring, you want to play it straight away, simply because you want to have the increased chance of hitting vanillas in the deck. Depending on how many you've already gone through, you want to make sure that you have the highest possibility in there. So that is why Enchanting Featuring at 3 is a must, because you want to see it as quickly as possible, and you can do it multiple times in a turn. So yeah, it's just absolutely great. Next we have Tri-White. Tri-White can search out many stuff from the grave. You play it, you can target 3 level 2 or lower normal monsters in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's all the Exodia limbs. Sagi the Dark Clown you can't get back, but you can get back these guys, and these guys are very important, simply because you can do lots of dumb plays with this. You do formula plays instantly, because you get Flamvel Guards and a leg and an arm, anything like that. So this card really helps with the whole formula loops, and just in general being able to go into big monsters. So it's really, really nice. And then we have Silent Doom. Silent Doom's in here, again, to bring back just a vanilla that we need, but it's mainly here to bring back Sagi the Dark Clown. So I can use him with Galaxy Serpent to go into my Formula Synchron, and then so on and so forth. The normal play that I do quite regularly is Tri-White and Silent Doom, in which you will bring back, say, an Exodia piece. You'll bring back Sagi the Dark Clown with the Silent Doom, and then you'll bring back them. So you bring back the Silent Doom, gets the Sagi, and the Tri-White gets these 3. You go into, these 3. I realise it's off camera. You go into the formula, and then you go into the TG Hyper Librarian, and then you go into the formula. So you get to draw 2 cards, and it's just, yeah, you just go absolutely batty. So 3 Silent Doom is really good, and it also brings it in defense position. If, you know, anything goes wrong, it doesn't mean that you're a bit vulnerable. 3 Wonder Wand, again, draw power. Your targets for this are the Saggy the Dark Clown, the 2 of them, and also your 4 Exodia limbs that you'll be using for this. So Wonder Wand, again, just draw power, really solid. If you have a chance to use White Elephant's Gift or the Wonder Wands, use the Wonder Wands first, simply because there are more targets for White Elephant's Gift than there are Wonder Wands. You have 6 targets for Wonder Wands, and you have like 10 targets for the White Elephant's Gift, so kind of no-brainer. But again, draw 2, simply great. 3 cards of Consonance. We have 4 targets in the Flamvell Guard in 2, and the Galaxy Serpent in 2 as well. So you want to be careful with this, that you don't mill too much, you don't hold on to your Flamvell Guards or Galaxy Cyclone, Galaxy Serpent, just in case you've already gone through too many of these. You can normally play pretty cleverly in the fact that you can up the odds. If you've only got a certain amount of cards left and you've only used, like, say, 1 card of Consonance, your best bet is to hold on to one of those tuners, so you can actually do it with this. So really solid, really nice, and it doesn't clog at all at 3, so it's a really solid card. 3 Upstart Goblins, don't really need to say much about this. It's Upstart, and you want to draw as quickly as possible, so yeah. 2 Factory Mass Production. Now, this one is a very, very careful card. You have to be very careful to use it, because there are certain plays that you can do. For example, if you've got a card of Consonance in your hand and this, you can bring back a tuner from your graveyard, add it to your hands and such. But cutting down on space, I've put this down to 2. And the problem with putting it at 2 is you have to be very careful, because obviously you've got 4 Exodia pieces that could possibly be in the grave at any one point, and you can only bring 4 back. So this is why you need to be really careful with this. If you get this kind of early game, and you do the Cards of Consonance play where you get something back from your graveyard, then you can kind of control the duel in the fact that you're going to need to keep hold of your Exodia pieces, but it does mean that you will be playing a little bit more cautiously. So that is why you need to be very careful with this card and its activation. A few times in testing, I just completely forgot that I only had 1 in the deck. I thought I was still playing 3, and I kind of went off a little bit too much, and then actually couldn't end up getting the Exodia win condition off. I actually won with Quasar anyway, but you know, it's still a thing you need to be very careful of. And then the one-offs that I have, 1 Hand Destruction. This card helps out so much. Just at 1, it's perfect for me. I really like it at 1. Getting out some dead vanillas out of my hands. Also making some tri-whites more live and things like that. It's really solid, so I do love it. The 1 Soul Charge. I've decided to put in Soul Charge. You might raise an eyebrow at this, simply because I pay 800 life points each for the Enchanting Fit Room, and then I also pay a maximum of 3,000 for the Chicken Race as well. So you might say that it's a bit risky, but Soul Charge actually helps perfectly. It also means that I can definitely go into a Quasar, if not a second Quasar. So Soul Charge is a very important card, and then the final one, as you would expect, is 1 Day of Peace. So going into the extra deck, we shall talk about it now. We have 1, 2 Quasar. Now, I have regularly gone into 2 Quasar. The thing that I will say is, if you are going for a Quasar play, and a double Quasar play at that, you're probably not going to be able to fulfill the win condition of Exodia. Now, it is still possible, and it's normally possible off Soul Charge, but the way that you're going to be playing with the deck, it simply means that it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to be able to fulfill that win condition. And if I'm completely honest, it just means that, you know, you shouldn't really lose if you have both of these out, if I'm completely honest. So Quasar is the other kind of win condition of the deck, and it is just very, very solid. Then we have 1 Shooting Star Dragon. This is simply here if Quasar goes. Then 1 Trishula. Trishula makes a return to my deck profiles, alas. So yeah, Trishula is very important. The 1 Stardust Dragon. This is here just for a bit of protection as well. I mean, I can also use Formula and Stardust to go into Shooting Quasar. Sorry, not Shooting Quasar, Shooting Star Dragon as well. So that's a thing, but it's just here for protection. The 1 Black Rose. The Black Rose is here just in case I need to blow anything up. I can use like a Formula and a level 5. It's pretty easy. Then the level 5s, we have these 3 lovely people. We have Castor Archimedes and TG Hyper Librarian. This is the important one. You want to get to this as soon as possible, especially if you've got formula plays. But don't waste him just simply because there's like, you know, Ghost Ogres, all that around. So while you might be able to get off the effect once, because obviously Ghost Ogre doesn't negate, just destroys, you need to be careful with the plays that you're going to be making. So these are pretty solid. I'm actually thinking of maybe putting in another level 5, and that will be Samsonite. Simply because it makes Quasar, the second Quasar, a bit easier, especially because, you know, you'll probably have used 2 for the Quasar, and then, you know, you only have 1 left, so you have to rely on things like Soul Charge to get stuff back, but nevertheless, it's through testing. The one Herald of Arc Light, you can make it with, like, Flamvel and Saggy, and the funny times I've actually not won with Quasar, but not won with Exodia, but I've won with Quasar, and this is absolutely dumb, and you can do this in a turn, so yeah, it's a really solid card and really nice. Next up, we have a new card, Tatsu Sonoco, which is a really good card as well. So if you don't know his effect, it came out in a core most recently, and his effect reads as follows. If this Synchro summon monster would be used as a Synchro material, one monster in your hand can be used as one of the other Synchro materials, and it's unaffected by monster effects. So the reason why this is good in here is, 1, I need level 3s every so often, simply because if I, for example, have a Flamvel, only have like an Exodia piece of Flamvel Guard and a, what's the word, and like a Galaxy, the different plays that you need to make, especially if you've got TG Hyper Librarian out, you need to really pull out as many effects as possible and many draws and many synchros, so you can just step it up by going 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So Tatsu Sonoco is also good because if you have like a dead Saggy in your hand, you can kind of use it for a bit of a higher play if you want. So it's a really solid card. Then we have Miss Bird. This is here because it's just another level 3. I do go through level 3s quite often, so those are solid. And then the MVP of the deck is the 3 formula Synchron. Now, yes, I know it's gold and they're secret. Don't first world problem me. My secret's on the way, but I had to get this deck profile out because I'm just really excited about it and I love it. So yeah, so that is just how it is. These are the most important things you'll be going into. The loops with constantly doing TG Hyper Librarian and a formula Synchron with using like tri-whites and things like that is just absolutely incredible. The amount of times I've tri-whited into formula Synchron and a Hyper Librarian by using like Silent Doom or already having a Saggy out, and then just going Bosch and then doing another tri-white to go into another one. It's just, you're just drawing like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards constantly, and it's just so good. So that is the deck profile, guys. That is the updated deck profile, so you can see how I am running it currently. I took it to locals today. I didn't play because I was a bit busy, but I was testing a couple of hands, and some people were testing a couple of hands, and out of the 7 test hands I did, if for example I was going first, I pulled off the FTK 6 times, and that's not a joke. I swear to God, Chicken Race actually adds a ridiculous amount of stuff. Chicken Game adds a ridiculous amount of consistency to this deck as well. Now, a lot of people might say, well, that's if you're going first. What if you go second? It's not a problem if you're going second. You can still do all of this. You just need to be a little bit more cautious. So the things that might stop you is like a Vanities, but at the end of the day, you can still do a lot of draw power with the deck that doesn't rely on special summoning. So that's why it's kind of nicely balanced, if I'm honest, with the synchro summoning and also the drawing power from the synchros, then also with the just draw cards in the deck. So you don't actually get stopped all that much, but you just need to be very cautious. Obviously, if you go against like a very back row heavy deck and they set 5 cards, you're probably not going to be doing very well, but that's just kind of how most decks work, if I'm completely honest. So that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck profile and the additions that I've made to it. It's a really fun deck. I'll do a dual video on, or a couple of dual videos on this as well, I think, because this is one deck that a lot of people don't understand how it works, and it's actually very difficult to play. If you don't know the deck inside out and all the ratios and everything like that, you're going to misplay and you're going to completely mess up on being able to do both conditions. So that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I should catch you guys later.